Greetings and welcome to week 3 of human behavior, groups, organizations, and communities. I'm going to dive right on in here. I wanted to reach out to you all for a couple of reasons. One, if I have not changed your grade from week 1 and we've had a dialogue via email, phone, whatever, please feel free to reach out to me again so I can make sure that I have, in fact, reviewed and reconsidered the grade if we had a conversation. For week 2, I wanted to extend my gratitude for all of you all completing the task. Unfortunately, some of you did not follow the instructions. So the discussion post for many of you for this week is significantly low. I would not worry too much about it because you have a plethora more of discussion posts and voice threads. But I do want to encourage each of you to go and look at the social work discussion rubric so that you are familiar with what is required, what the expectations are. I will say that when you post your initial discussion, please support it with 2 references. One could be our textbook, and the other could be an outside source. But your discussion post must be supported by 2 references. Simply stating your opinion will not suffice in this class. I need factual stuff to support what it is that you're trying to say, whatever point you're trying to make. In addition to that, in your initial discussions, please make sure that you use third-person language. We just want to get you all in a habit of being able to have a conversation that is bias free. So even if you are stating your opinion or your perspective on a situation, having the ability to support it with documentation, i.e. the literature, peer-reviewed journals, the textbook, what have you, will aid in that. So if you scored so low this week, do not fret. It is going to be okay. But moving forward, just be aware of that. And I think that if you all review the social work discussion rubric, you too will have an aha moment. And I'm pretty sure you'll do better for week 3. So I did want to touch on that. In addition to that, week 2's discussions have been posted. If you all have any questions or concerns regarding my feedback, please feel free to reach out. As many of you have done in the past week, please feel free to do that, and then we can definitely have a conversation and go from there. I also wanted to talk briefly this week in week 3, we're going to be talking about human behavior in groups, theories and dynamics, as well as the types of groups in the macro social environment. So that will be comprised of chapters 3 and 4. So this particular week, we're going to spend a lot of time focusing on terms, different terminologies like field theory, social learning, cognitive behavior therapy, psychoanalytics, social exchange, and things of that nature for this week. So it's going to be very important for you all to kind of familiarize yourselves with those so that you can better understand the different groups, such as task groups, and the fact that they explore different interpersonal communication styles and strategies, basically, for how we are to move forward when we're working within a group. Types of groups to consider would be skills group, treatment group, task groups, social action, and a host of others. I think those are significant primarily because each group, as they will talk about more in the text, they're comprised of individuals who are seeking change at some point. So these groups are all unique. And so we'll learn a little bit more about why groups are formed. what is the significance of a group, and what is the impact that group can have on our community as a whole, and who does the group serve. So those basic tenets will be covered throughout chapters 3 and chapters 4. We'll also talk a little bit about various concepts, such as confidentiality, self-disclosure. When is it appropriate to disclose? Do we go in a group and tell all or air all our dirty laundry? Not necessarily. It has to be appropriate, right? So depending on the type of group will determine the magnitude of what that professional self-disclosure is going to look like. And so I want to challenge you all to complete the inventory on page 119. It's under 3.10. And this is not a mandatory assignment. However, I think that it'll give you insight as to where you are individually, as a professional in training, and you can kind of gauge where you want to be. So I encourage you all to just complete the assessment for your own self-edification. And I think that it'll help you in your future profession to grow. I mean, because that's what it's all about. We want to get better. We want to grow. We want to thrive. So I think by completing that inventory, it'll give you the wherewithal to know where you stand and how far you still have to go, or or things of that nature. So I encourage you to do it. Again, it's not mandatory, but it is highly encouraged that you do participate in that. This week, our discussion board will stem from completing scenarios. And then after you all complete the scenarios, I'll go through them and then I'll provide feedback accordingly, as I've already been doing. So that is pretty much it. I wish you all a very blessed week. Again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I am more than happy to have critical conversations with whomever needs to have a conversation with me about whatever. So again, enjoy your week, and I look forward to your discussions. Have a great day.